is going down, TOP fam? KliqPod fam. This is me, Dean, with the Outsiders Podcast, now known as the Kliq Podcast, or KliqPod. It's too sweet. This is me and Dean's A through Z pay-per-view reviews, and the very last Armageddon of the reviews, as well as the very last A in me and Dean's A through Z pay-per-view review. Moving on to the Bs, starting the following week, and I cannot wait, because those are going to be some sweet pay-per-views. We got some in there like Breakdown 1998, the DX pay-per-view. We got Backlash 99 with The Rock and Stone Cold, their rivalry from WrestleMania 15. We have Bash at the Beach 96, the forming of the NWO. I can't wait. Bash at the Beach 2000, where basically Hogan says bullshit a bunch. Vince Russo fucks Hogan over. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and stick here with WWE Armageddon 2008. Match number 1, Matt Hardy versus Vladimir Kozlov. Another throwaway character, Vladimir Kozlov. You know, surprisingly, the fans were super into the match, though. I mean, it wasn't a terrible match. Again, Matt Hardy just loves to throw potatoes. Those punches sound nasty. But it was really just the end of the watered-down version of ECW, and Matt Hardy was the ECW champion. This was not a championship match, but this is when the championship was silver. WWE changed it. You know, it was okay for what it was, but again, Kozlov is a huge throwaway character, and Matt Hardy just needed an opponent for a pay-per-view. Kozlov won, though, surprisingly. I mean, that was something that they really pushed some of these guys, Dave Taylor and Vladimir Kozlov and Heidenreich and Snitsky. It really gave them a lot of TV time, and guess what? No fucking payoff, because you don't have them anymore. Match number 2, the Intercontinental title tournament finals, to go on and take on William Regal for the Intercontinental title. It was Rey Mysterio and CM Punk. I'd probably say that this was one of the best matches of the night, Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. Punk hits a crossbody but lands on Rey's head. It was nasty. And there's just some amazing counters in this match. I mean, specifically from Rey Mysterio. CM Punk's great, but Mysterio is just really holding his own in there, showing the young guy the ropes. I would say, again, this is probably one of the best matches of the night, but you got to have CM Punk catch Mysterio with that GTS, go to sleep. Winner is CM Punk to go on and fight William Regal, who at that point was the King of the Ring and the Intercontinental Champion, with Layla, CM Punk going on to face him for the IC title. And this is another storyline that I remember very well. It was JBL basically financing Shawn Michaels because he's broke and he needs to take care of his family. One of the worst storylines. There's no point in any of that. Like, did Shawn Michaels need that extra layer of depth? Fuck no, he's the GOAT. And Jericho's the GOAT, but Shawn Michaels is the fucking GOAT, okay? I don't know why they needed this extra layer, but essentially it was a really stupid story. And Shawn Michaels had to sign a deal with the devil just to get paid for whatever reason. Match number 3, the ever so inserted Finlay versus Mark Henry. And one of my notes in here, I did say as irrelevant as Finlay was, I was really impressed by his style, his very hard-hitting style, but he could also fly too. He's brutal but fast-paced. Tony Atlas, this was around the time that Tony Atlas was Mark Henry's valet. So the reason why I say valet is because he always wore button-up shirts with the sleeves cut off. You gotta fucking love Tony. Everybody loves Tony Atlas. And the winner was Finlay. If you think I need to go in more detail about this match, you're wrong. But write it down in the comments, Facebook message me. I don't really care. Just tell me, and I'll tell you that you're wrong. It was a strange Christmas promo. It was with the Bellas, which is the first time I've seen them. I guess on a pay-per-view at that time. Boogeyman, Santino Marella, and Goldust. And they all started singing Christmas tunes. Oh, Beth Phoenix was in there too. All right. Also, something very, very funny. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Kennedy or Mr. Anderson has a huge drinking problem. And he's a major asshole. And he doesn't wrestle anymore because of his problems. After that Christmas promo, Kennedy was plugging a movie and saying, do not drink or do drugs. It was pretty good. I like that. Match number 4, Batista versus Randy Orton. Now, this was essentially the follow-up to the Evolution Crumble. Just a little bit after Evolution was done. I'd say maybe, what was it, like, 2 years or something like that. 2 or 3 years or whatever when Evolution was done. So a little late, and I think that's why there was very little investment in it. But it still is Batista, still Randy Orton. The whole match, though, was basically just a wear-down game. There's really nothing special about it. There's no crazy moves. Batista didn't throw down hard on his sit-down powerbomb. Randy Orton didn't get any major, amazing RKOs out of it. It was just a wear-down match, and that was pretty much it. So that kind of sucked. But Batista did win. And there, again, I'm sorry I keep saying this, there's no payoff. Match number 5, Maria Kanellis, Mickie James, Kelly Kelly, and Michelle McCool versus Natalya, Maurice, Victoria, and Jillian Hall in the Santa's Little Helper match. Another product of where women's wrestling is basically shoved in the back just to give them a little TV time on a pay-per-view with no payoff or investment or anything. Michelle McCool eventually pins. Punjabi Playboy comes out. Great Khali was going to kiss Michelle McCool, kiss Mae Young. Mae Young ended up coming out and basically just made out with Great Khali. It was pretty funny from an entertainment standpoint. Match number 6, John Cena versus Chris Jericho for the world title. The fans were super into this match. I thought it was okay at first, but it's about as good as a PG era match could have been between Chris Jericho and John Cena. It probably would have been better 2 years ago. The last part of the match really lit up as far as their finishers and how they're going to be one over on the next guy. John Cena with the FU, still called the FU at the time. Very shortly later changed to the Attitude Adjustment. John Cena still the winner. And moving on to the last match, this will be match number 7. Triple H versus Jeff Hardy versus Edge for the WWE title. This was a pretty decent one. I mean, if you compare it from Triple H and Jeff Hardy's match in 2007 Armageddon for the number 1 contendership, it was not very good. In fact, it was probably one of the worst matches I've seen with 2 big names in it. They had a lot of really good stuff in here. They had some cool 3-person electric chair drop. Table to table to table spear from Edge to Hardy. It was really cool looking. One-handed chair shot on Edge from Jeff Hardy after almost getting the concerto. And a little bit of history. Jeff Hardy wins the match. First time he's ever won a WWE championship or world championship. You think it'd be a big celebration for him. And he was literally trying to get people on their feet, because nobody really gave a shit at the time. It was like one of the more docile crowds at a pay-per-view, but that was supposed to be his defining moment, and it didn't really seem like anybody cared. And I thought it was really cool. I remember it. I just don't think he was very happy with the outcome and how the fans reacted. And that is the end of WWE Armageddon 2008. That is the end of my reviews for WWE Armageddon. And that is the end of the reviews with the letter A. Join me next time for Mean Dean's A through Z pay-per-view reviews starting on the B's. Check out Facebook. I did send a list of all the pay-per-views in order that I'm going to review. There's about 35 of them. It might take me a couple months to get through, but I am going to be as diligent as possible to get through those so we can start on the C's. But a lot of B pay-per-views, a lot of WWE, a lot of WCW, and there's one ECW peppered in there. Again, this is Mean Dean, KliqPod family, outsiders, like